everyone. What's up? It's Melissa Newman and
John Corrigan.
And also in a small tiny bubble,
CJ Mitica.
That's right. And we are here, at least me and John are, broadcasting live from the ASI show. We should have had some branded stuff in the background, but we were trying to find a plug. So bear with us. But we're going to give you a recap of all the promo shenanigans, and we're also going to talk about SOI, which will be upcoming. So you guys ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So I know that I've seen some questions already on social media is when will SOI drop this year? So all tongue-tied, the caffeine's wearing off, guys. So CJ, give us the update.
Sure thing. So if you're a print subscriber, it's a counselor, you will be receiving your copy of SOI, either State of the Industry, either this week or it might be next week, but very soon. For our online readers, the Counselor Awards and the top 40 distributors and suppliers were revealed last week, and they're available now on asicentral.com. And then the rest of our analysis, trend stories, statistics, and everything else will be available Monday on asicentral.com, and that's available for ASI members.
Ooh, that's exciting. So that being said, we'll popcorn back and forth. You want to ask us a question about the show? How's things going? Oh, look, shout out live from Chicago. Thanks, Nate. Appreciate you. So what questions do you have for us, CJ?
Well, for Melissa, this is your first trade show, first ASI show. You tell me, what's the experience been like?
You know, for me, I don't have something to compare it to, right? Because I started literally right as the pandemic hit with this company,
Sure.
But the energy has just been really infectious. Like, that's the best way to describe it. Everybody has been so positive, and there's like a certain sense of gratitude because, you know, thank God for the small regional shows because they really pioneered kind of going back in small groups for in-person. But for us coming back doing such a large show, people are just so happy to be here. So, you know, a lot of people, there's, you know, people hugging, you know, they're just, I haven't seen you in forever. It's so good to see you in person. And it just warms your heart. So it's nice to see like those connections re-solidified back in person. So what about you, John? How's it been for you?
It's been fantastic. I think this is a great event. I think everybody's so happy to be here. The turnout, you know, everybody keeps saying they were skeptical. They weren't really sure. Is it worth the money? Is it worth the expense? But yeah, it certainly is. And every supplier I've talked to has felt that way. Distributors are thrilled to be back, getting to touch products, see new products. That ASI really did a great job here. And you got to give credit to Tim Andrews, who spearheaded the idea all the way back in January. He had faith that Chicago would accept us as we are. And here we are, trade show floor. If you could see people have come in here, they're popping champagne next to us. They're getting drinks of water. People are excited.
It's just been so nice to see like all the education sessions. Like I've never seen such engaged folks, like people who came ready to learn, ready to network. It's really nice to see like people who are here are making the best of the experience. And I was actually talking to one distributor and she said, you know, normally what I would do is like I would come kind of like schmooze and go through the booths and then I would leave. She's like, I really wouldn't stay for any of the events. I wouldn't really visit outside of the city and see the landmarks. She's like, now, because I didn't have this opportunity for 18 months, she's like, I'm going to take full advantage of the entire experience. So that was like really, really awesome. But for SOI, I wanted to know, I mean, honestly, it's still a singular year for us. You know, we're 18 months into the pandemic. For you collecting the information and then working with the writers to disperse it to our audience, like, is there any trends or differences than SOIs previously, or is there any new pieces that you guys have done that are specific maybe to what's been going on in the last 18 months?
Yeah, you know, this was an interesting year because, you know, each year, like we do a lot of statistics. We have we track a lot of trends, and for the most part, those trends are consistent. Last year and into this year, so many things were turned upside down, and we had so many sort of unexpected results from leading products to leading markets to things like margins and business challenges. So this was really an unprecedented year for us to track these results. Just to give one example, in previous years, health and safety products was less than 2% of all the products in the industry. We didn't even have a category for it. This year, it was this year. This year's SOI, the 2020 data, it was over 25% of all products sold, over a quarter of all products sold in the promotional industry. So that's a huge change from the norm. And so those are the types of surprising things that we found out this year as we were reporting the data. And so we want to give readers insights into those things, whether it's the products, our sales coming back, where are those, things like staffing, supply chain. These are all things that shifted rapidly last year, but they're still developing and ongoing. And we wanted to give readers insight into what those issues hold right now and into the future.
I think that's wonderful. And I mean, I think that's why everybody is always so hyped, like for this issue, is because it's such an incredible resource. Like, it's in-depth pieces that provide so much value to our readership. So I'm sure they'll be excited for Monday when correct things start to drop digitally.
Yep, that's right, Monday.
So will it be all, and also too, because I feel like this is a question that I've received before, since people will have access to things digitally, will everything be released at once? Or will it be like paced out through the week, or like as soon as 9 a.m. hits on Monday, like everybody has access to this content online?
Yeah, so we're going to release all those articles and charts at once. So it'll all be out at the same time. So I'll say Monday morning. I wish I could give you the specific time to the minute and the second. I cannot do that. But I would say yes, sometime Monday morning. You'll be able to access all those articles at once. And of course, you can spend your whole day reading that. That would be great. Otherwise, take your time, read it throughout the weeks, throughout the months. And that's what a lot of people do. We know our readers, they hold on to that information. They keep referring back to it because it's very valuable. So I think there's plenty to go through, lots of charts, lots of information. And I would urge readers, take your time, because those are valuable insights that will benefit you. But there is a lot for you, waiting for you.
100%. What about you, John? Is there anything you wanted to add for SOI or ASI show?
I will say that SOI, we win awards for our SOI coverage just about every year that I've been here. It's the best industry coverage you're going to find. We put a lot of man hours, manpower. We really reach out to as many sources as we can. So I think that the industry overall really appreciates our efforts. And even outside the industry. I mean, this is what people check to get their pulse on the promotional products space. And as for the show, Maple Ridge, I think, has the best booth, if I'm to be asked, because look at the samples they give out. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's going over there. What's been your favorite booth so far?
My favorite booth, oh my God, I really like when people have like an immersive experience. Like, I think that's one of the best things about like event marketing is like being in, the marketing campaign. So I really like Bam Bams.
Oh, okay.
And then Next Level Apparel, like if there had been a fitting room there, I literally would have like checked out of work for an hour and like tried on half their merchandise. So I was like, oh, beach please? Yeah, like yes, like I'll take one of each, every color. And it's just so cool to see like how people are like positioning their companies or how they're demoing products. Like, I'm always fascinated how people have their own individual like spin on sales.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's just kind of cool. Like some people are more quiet and reserved. Other people are like, yes, like get in this booth, try this out. Like it's so cool to see like the energy. But yeah, definitely. That's
Melissa, I have to ask you. So usually when people go to their first show, they're just grabbing samples and giveaways by the bagful, and they're shipping them in massive crates. So, as you go to more shows, you learn to be more selective. So, you guys tell me where do you fall? Have you been grabbing all the samples, or you have a more discerning taste?
Ooh, I'll let John go first.
I've only grabbed. Somebody gave me a pair of socks, so I have that. But that's it. I haven't grabbed anything. I haven't, other than the samples, of course, from Maple Ridge and NC Custom and anything else that's edible. Because I will say this, at least on Education Day, things weren't really open here to eat. It was kind of a struggle unless you went to Starbucks. It was tough because Chicago, people listening don't really know this, but the restrictions were just lessened a few days ago. So we are the first, big event here. And it is, you go to restaurants, they're a little bit understaffed. Taxis are nearly impossible to find. but we are trying to bring, we're pumping up their economy because it's been down for so long.
I just love that you're like promo item, like out of all the insane shit here, you were like socks.
They were given to
that's
me.
Gonna be the one.
I have not asked for anybody's, because as CJ said, I mean, you will end up going home with bags and bags, and I'm not paying for any of these other checking the bags and all that.
What about you, Melissa?
Team carry on.
First time at a show, Melissa. What about you?
So I was trying to be good because honestly, like, I feel like it's for the people who are attending and not me. But when I went to Showdown Displays, which also, like, again, had a great setup, I spoke to Kevin Walsh. That video is on our Facebook page. He is like a rock star, awesome pitch. One of his teammates, like, they had a little keychain, and it was a squeezy little like stress ball ninja of their mascot. And like she was slowly, like, tentatively handing it out, like, oh, are you sure you want, like, my hand shot out before she could fully extend. I was like, yes, I do. Like, I was like, I do want this. But it's so cute. That's really the only one that I got, and I'll have that on my desk. I'll think of them fondly every time I like type and do work. I'll be like, Showdown Displays, thanks for the little squeezy. So that was my favorite. What about you? Since you've gone to so many, is there? Oh no, you're fine, Megan. Get your water. You're fine. Grab your water. You're good. No worries. We're in your way. So what are some of the favorite promo products that you've gotten from shows? Like, is there one that you have from when you first started, or like one that stands out?
Many moons ago.
Back before the internet. So no, I've definitely accumulated some over the year. I don't have any on my desk right now. I've definitely gotten I got these sweet leather coasters that I still use in my house. Clothing for sure. That's always a winner. 1 year, you guys might not know this because you don't have kids. But the Melissa and Doug, they're like they're a huge kids brand. You find them in Target and everywhere. They were exhibiting at one of the shows. And so right at the end of the show, I walk over. I'm saying, "Oh, look at all this stuff that you don't want to pack this up. You want to just give it away. What can you spare?" And she was great. She gave me a bunch of stuff for my kids. It was really sweet. But yeah, to your point, like, there's so many different options that you could find here, and I've learned just find the stuff that you really want.
Yeah, no, that's the best option. And like, maybe 1 year, you're that person that just has their open bag and you're just, putting on the free promo in. The other year, you just pick, the ones that you want. So,
I do want to mention that you mentioned the stress balls. We did not have the traditional hot dogs this year. We had the stress hot dogs. I was told we brought 1,500. CJ, how many are left?
50.
None. Everyone has taken a stress hot dog from ASI Chicago, the hottest ticket in town.
Yes, that's good that you mentioned that, because honestly, awesome. We were concerned because it's such a tradition for us. It's like woven into our branding for these shows. So I feel like we were like, oh, will people be upset, that we couldn't do it? But they took to them so well. Like, people were like, can I have more than one? Like, please, like, I have kids. They will flip over this. Can I take more? We're like, yeah, take what you want. So, and I've seen them like all over. Like, I found them in like interesting places, like on the counter in a bathroom. I've seen them They're just like ASI hot dogs all over the convention. So, yeah, it's been really, really cool.
Very, very appropriate, because I know we've run out of hot dogs in the past, and it's been a source of stress for the ASI show people behind the scene. So stress toy is definitely the right choice.
Yeah, it was very on brand. Very on brand.
The two keynote speakers we had.
Yes.
Dan Thurman, if you've never seen him perform, because it is a performance. Yeah, it's unbelievable. And then this morning, Terry Bradshaw, you would have no idea that we just came out of a pandemic. He's in the crowd. He's hugging people. He's shaking hands. He's trying to steal kisses. This guy was on fire. So we do have the Dan Thurman story up now. We will have the Terry Bradshaw report from that up shortly. And once again, the two great speakers really brought it, and the crowd loved it.
Already, that's been released. A recap. If you guys haven't checked that out, please do. That was an incredible crowd experience. We had an ASI one of the moments, like what Dan will do is he'll start to juggle. So he did this one part where he had like a fake bowling ball, but of course the audience didn't know that, and pins. So he's juggling them and he bounces it off its head. And it like went into the audience and hit the floor. So people are like, oh, there's this collective like gasp, but then people are like, he's like, oh, it's fake, blah, 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 blah. And it's this whole tie-in for like, you know, things that you perceive that are harder than they really are, and you get through it. So it was really, really cool metaphor and like presentation. But we had an ASI member in the front there get up, pick up the bowling ball, and headbutt it back to him. And I got it on video. And I was like, this is insane. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better moment. And this guy had to be like in his 60s. He was just game for the experience. He just like headbutted this like right back to him. And Dan was like, in all my time, this has never happened. This is awesome. It's like so cool. So
great.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you just miss those in-person moments when like those are the types of like magical moments that you get at trade shows that you just can't replicate otherwise.
100%. And hopefully, you know, like next time you'll be with us, so we won't have to do it virtual and we can all live broadcast from the show. But I wanted to ask you one final question about SOI. Is there anything in particular, you know, obviously you can't give too much away, but is there a particular piece or anything about this year that you're really proud of? I know you and the writers do an exceptional job putting this together for our readers, but anything in particular you'd like to share?
You know, it's always difficult each year to determine the winners because there's so many people doing great things in this industry. This year, the Best Cone Humanitarian Award, we gave it to the entire promotional products industry. And so for the industry's efforts, for what everybody did during COVID and during these last 16 months. So that's less a reflection on our staff in particular, but I think it's a proud moment for our team and for the entire industry for the way that everybody contributed in this massive time of need. And I feel great that we're recognizing that collective achievement and how everybody put aside their difficulties to step up and help others.
Yeah, I love that. I think that was like such a cool thing that you guys did this year. So thank you so much, CJ, for your time. I'm so excited for SOI to be officially released. And thank you, John, for joining me.
Thank you, Melissa, for setting this up.
Of course.
Our whole social media coverage, really, of this event.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you too. I see you out there getting all the good videos. So thank you, John, for your support. All right, guys. So we're going to sign off for today. Have a great day, everybody, and take care. Bye.